Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video, and in this one I'm playing with some of the new Dina Wakley release. I think these sets of stamps, the squared and circled ones, are some of my absolute favourites. So I'm starting off by using this stamping platform. It's from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to be stamping the squared stamps onto a piece of white cardstock. I just felt this was the quickest way to do this because it would mean that I would get the most crisp image possible. I'm not the best at stamping. I don't always manage to do it very cleanly. So this was something that I invested in a while ago and was beginning to wonder whether it had been a waste of money, but actually I think not. I can see that I will start using it a bit more. So I'm going to put it somewhere on my art desk where I can actually see it a bit more often and remember that it's there. So I'm adding some archival ink onto that, and like I say, that's on some white cardstock, and then I'm literally jumping up and down trying to get that to stamp. And you can see in one or two places it hasn't quite made proper contact, so just going to go back in again. This is the great thing about this, is you can re-stamp over an image that you've already done because it doesn't move. And then I just flipped the card round and stamped again the same thing on the other side. So I've got two lots of images. So I'm going to be creating a little cutout page. Just starts off as like a border, and then these are going to be kind of stuck on the page, so they kind of create like a bit of a framework, I guess. It's difficult to explain. So going in with my craft knife, I haven't drawn a border on to start off with. I am just eyeballing it. If you wanted to have a go at this page and you weren't sure about this bit, then you could certainly draw this in first, and then just popping the card out, getting ready for a new blade, I think, on this knife. It's not cutting as cleanly as it should do. Okay, so then I decided I wanted to keep it quite monochromatic, this page, so I'm going in with white paint to start off with, and I'm just going to be painting both sides of the border on this page white. Literally all there is left of this page now is this white border, but you'll see how it's going to kind of come together in a bit. So like I say, painting both sides. I'm going to dry it really well before I do anything else once I've finished painting it. And then I'm using this stamp. Oh my gosh, no, not a stamp. It's late. I should really have stopped a while ago, but I haven't. Stencil from Dina Wakley, a circled one. And I'm just using a little bit of paint on my blending tool, not too much, because I don't really want it to be too dark. Just want it to be there as a little bit of interest on that white background, and just moving the stencil just to make sure that I've got complete parts of the circles there down the edge. And then I did the same on the other side. Sorry about the dog barking again. And using my Posca pen, I'm just going round the frame and just doing a couple of sketchy lines around all the sides, and I did the same again on both sides of the frame. So these are the three images that I'm going to use, the same three for the front and the back, and I'm going to be kind of sticking them back to back. So I'm using my stapler, my Tim Holtz tiny attacher for this, and also some double-sided tape. So before I did that, I grabbed one of my Tombow markers, sorry, couldn't think, just to add some shadows onto the face. So I'm kind of just working with what I know about where the darkest places are on the face, and also working with the way that Dina's drawn these images, and adding those shadows in, and it just helps to bring them a bit more to life. And I did end up doing the same with both sets of images for the front and the back of this page. And then I'm just kind of working out what's going to go where, and using some paper clips just to clip these images into place so I can just see how it's going to look before I commit to sticking them in. So you can see this is kind of how it's going to work. They're kind of lattice together. lattice, I don't know if that's the right word. Yeah, anyway, fit together so that it makes the page a bit more steady, because it's a little bit wobbly because I've just left a frame around the outside. Then I decided I wanted a pop of colour, so went through my scraps box and found this really pretty pink card that was left over from something else, cut some hearts out of it so they get popped to one side to use later. So I've grabbed the same image there that I've got on the front and stuck some double-sided tape on, slotted it behind and kind of matched it up and stuck it down. So that's the first one done. And then the same again with the next one. But you'll notice here when I do flip the page over, that the image on the other side kind of goes a little bit wonky. So when this, even though this one looks straight, as I flip it over, you'll see that the other one isn't particularly straight, and that really bugs me, so much so that I had to pull it out. Yeah, so even though I've just stuck that extra double-sided tape there, I was able to lift it out quite gently. There's only a tiny bit that caught at the bottom just down here, but apart from that it was all right. So I was able to straighten that up, because I don't know, that would but just really annoy me, so it was worth altering it. And then the last one, again, just adding the double-sided tape and matching it up and sticking it in place. So you can see there are some corners on these images where they've overlapped. That's just going to help give the page a bit more of a sort of a steady feel, because it's kind of weaving those bits together. So you can see how that page is looking now. Then I'm just going in and just places where the double-sided tape hasn't quite caught and adding a bit more in. Then I'm adding the hearts in, and I am using the stapler for this. Whenever I use the stapler, I do always flip the page over and press the back of the staple really flat into the page, because I think there's nothing worse than catching yourself on a bit of a staple that's not quite laying flat. So I'm just getting that to lay flat there, and adding those hearts so that the front and the back work the same. And then you can see I'm just pushing those staples flat there. And then I'm using a scribble stick in, I think it's fuchsia or magenta, just adding some rosy cheeks, which I'm then going to water activate using my water brush, just to give those images a little bit of colour. And then I do go in again with the Tombow marker and just add some shadows on those faces too, and some catch lights in the eyes. Sorry, the camera's gone out of focus there. I don't know why. It's maybe because the pen's really quite long. Not sure. I do apologise about that. Okay. Back in focus, that's good. Now this is a stamp from Darkroom Door, and it's just got some kind of scripty text on it, so I'm just going in and stamping that over some of the places on the border. And then I've grabbed the ledger sheets. There's just something fantastic about these packs of quotes. It doesn't seem to matter how I'm feeling, I can always find just the perfect words to use. So I decided I would cut out like a rectangle of craft. I'm going to be sticking my quote on here, some of it on the front, some of it on the back, just so that it pulls those pages together, and it means that of course I've got some words on there as well. So again, I'm stapling that first piece in place, and then going to do the same on the reverse, cut out another piece of craft card, stick my words on, and then this will get double-sided tape on and a bit of that glue that I've got in that fine tip applicator, and it will be stuck in place, giving it a bit of a squish there, as you can see. So I also outlined the little hearts using a black gel pen, and that's it. That's the finished page. So that's my first page playing with these new stamps from Dina Wakley. There's a little video flip through here where you can just see how it kind of works together. It was lots of fun to create with, I think if you've not got these stamps yet, you're going to absolutely love them when they come. I just can think of so many ideas of things to do. I think you're going to love them. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video where I've had a play with these stamps and creating this sort of cutout page. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.